Good morning. It's Dr. Ashley Romanchuk again here with Focused Breath, meeting on Zoom at 8 a.m. weekday mornings, Mountain Standard Time. That means 7 a.m. if you are on the coast. This is a class on breathing. 1 hour of reoxygenating the breath, especially beneficial to those that have to wear masks daily due to this pandemic times. In yoga, focused breath work is traditionally called Pranayama, and it is under the lineage of Kriya yoga, where one completes the mastery of yoga by paying attention to the breath. Pranayama is a limb of yoga. Traditionally, there are 8 different limbs of yoga, so ways of attaining union. Yoga means union, mind, body, soul. And the highest form of yoga is to be able to sit in meditation with your mind off. Focused breathing does teach the mind to be still. So this is a class that's also very beneficial for anybody that is suffering from anxiety or post-traumatic stress disorder to some extent. It's a class that's very beneficial for anybody that has any respiratory, digestive disorders. My title is Dr. Ashley Romanchuk. I am a naturopathic doctor licensed and practicing in Alberta and British Columbia. This is not medical advice, however. All of this is yoga. It does not fall under naturopathic medicine. If anybody wishes to see me that resides within Alberta and British Columbia as a patient, you can do that, and you can inquire with that. But this is created basically for the purpose of especially reoxygenating the body at this time of the pandemic. Each class is different. Each class is also by donation. So recommended donation is $10 per class or $100 for a month. And it's by email transferred to my email, which is akromanchuk@gmail.com, akromanchuk@gmail.com. Very grateful for any donation, and it's up to your own integrity. It's actually one of the yogic sutras to teach yoga by donation so that it's accessible to anybody, and this class is accessible to anybody. Ultimately, yoga is about learning yourself. So at any point in this class, you are having trouble, just go back to your regular breath and then try again. Like, this is years of me practicing this. It doesn't happen just overnight. It takes a while to retrain the lungs and the diaphragm and the cardiovascular system, essentially. If you feel dizzy, just again, go back to your regular breath, perhaps lie down. Shavasana is where you just lie on your back on a mat. This class can be done from the comfort of your bed, so it's a great class for people first thing in the morning. If you need to drink water, drink water. If you need to go to the bathroom, I've said this each class. This class will move your bowels. Please, at the first signal that you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. This class is on every morning. You're not missing out. If you're extremely hungry, eat some fruit, especially because fruit provides good fruit sugar for this class. This class is work and it does use energy. If you are tired, just lie back and rest, and you can try to follow this breathing, but if you fall asleep, that's ideal, okay? This class is about bringing people into health. And a lot of people don't pay attention to these very important signals in their body, and essentially yoga will train you to do that. So I'm going to start. In this class, I'll start with an Om, this one. You can participate. Obviously, it's much more ideal that we can Om together in a room, but it still attunes you. If you don't feel comfortable Oming, you can just kind of let out a hum, like a or like, you know, maybe not a complete Om. Also, please open your windows so that you're breathing in fresh air into the room that you're in. Okay, so I'm going to start. Let's start as every class is. We start by breathing in our nose and breathing out. Breathing normally, don't force your breath longer or shorter. Just start by noticing your breath. So breathe in through your nose, breathe out. And you can do this for several minutes. Have your tongue up against the top of the roof of your upper palate, your mouth, roof of your mouth, behind your two front teeth, kind of supporting your palate. Jaw relaxed. If you're sitting, have your head, bring your head up. This is aligning the spine. Bring your head up to the roof as if a ribbon is bringing your head to the roof. Shoulders back and down. Are they equal? You need to use your abdominal muscles, suck in around your belly button, your lower belly button, suck in and up. Where are your hip bones? Where are your sit bones? Are they equal on the mat? While you're breathing, how do I feel today? Okay, so let's see if we can bring this breath a little bit deeper. So breathe in. Notice where it stops at the bottom of your belly button, hopefully. Breathe out. Again, recheck your alignment. Where's your tongue? Is your jaw clenched or it's relaxed? Because it should be relaxed. Where is your head? You need to adjust your head. A lot of people, including myself sometimes, and I need to focus on this because I've had a car accident. You get a head that's forward like this. You don't want that, okay? Bring back your forehead, bring back your chin. Ribbon, as if a ribbon, up to the roof. Where your ears compared to your shoulders. Are your shoulders relaxed back and down? Because that's what you want. Again, wear your shoulders to your hips. You don't want to twist there. Abs engaged, your abdominal muscles engaged. Check in. Breathing requires good water. Digestion requires water. Did you know that metabolism requires water? Water is the elixir of life, and a lot of people don't seem to drink enough water. Am I thirsty? I highly suggest drinking water. Okay, we're going to move into the next part of this breath. We're going to inhale for 4, and we're going to exhale for 4. Okay, 4 is the magic number of breath, at the time of breath in Pranayama. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. For those of you that are more advanced, you can add Ujjayi breath to this inhale and exhale. For those of you just learning to do breath work, just keep with a 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale. Readjust your body again. Breathing will readjust your spine for you. However, it's crucial. You readjust, pay attention to where your posture is. Through consciousness, you can completely heal your body. Through consciousness of where your body sits in 3D space, you can completely heal your body. Most people do not even have comprehension of this, but this means attuning every couple of minutes. Where's my head? Do I need to bring my forehead and my chin back? Where are my ears? Where are my shoulders? Okay, where's my collarbone compared to my neck? Okay, so paying attention and your spine moves. I have had the issue of being highly, my spine was highly manipulated through chiropractic, and it's taken me years and years and years of yoga since school. We learned, it's called naturopathic manipulation, so essentially chiropractic work. And it's taken me years since I finished naturopathic medicine school to bring my spine back into proper balance, because I had too much chiropractic practiced on me. Like, we weren't chiropractors yet, we were just learning. And so it's been through consciousness of where my body sits in 3D space, okay? So I'm gonna give some techniques on how to move the head safely, and your spine will adjust on its own, okay? So again, breathing, like when I'm speaking, this class is training you to your breath. So you're still paying attention to your breath rhythm and listening to me. You don't just stop your breath, okay? That's teaching you real pranayama. Real yogis, they're breathing and they're not interrupted from their breath, okay? So, safe way to adjust your spine, yes. If you hear some crickly crackling, that's okay. If you hear a clunk, that's also okay. Your body is highly intelligent and it will actually move. Breathing expands the cranial bones. It moves the spine, it moves the rib cage, and your body will start moving, your spine will start moving. Okay, so next is no. Okay? You can look down to your eyes, to your armpit, and that stretches out the side of your neck. Don't force it. Other side. Okay. Ear to your shoulder. Ear to the shoulder. Okay. Duck neck. I learned this from a chiropractor. So forward and back. That moves my spine. Okay, and then you can safely, as if you're moving your forehead, your nose, and your chin back. As if there's a wall here and you're pressing up against the wall, it will stretch out the back of your spine, essentially. And then you can look over and very gentle, don't push. Okay? Spinal twist. Okay, so back to breath work. We're going to change this one up, and we're going to add some restraining of the breath. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for 4, and we're going to restrain our breath at the bottom. So we'll pause, hold our breath essentially. Pause. Notice the place of peace at the bottom of the inhale. And we're going to release for the count of 4 through our exhale. And then pause at the top of the exhale and notice this place of peace. Okay, so we're going to learn these places of peace and stillness at the top of the inhale and the top of the exhale. And these places are some of the most important places you can ever be as a yogi. And a yogi will learn to stay in these places and exude this level of stillness and peace. to their surroundings. Okay. So inhale, pause, exhale, pause, pause, pause. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Continue doing that on your own. I'm going to be right back. Pause, exhale, inhale, pause, okay, next we're going to do I've been doing this all week, okay, and it's just because it's a very, very good, it's not an advanced pranayama at all, but it's a very good way to just simply oxygenate the breath, which I think is really needed, especially for people just starting to follow. Okay, we're going to simply breathe in through our mouth, breathe out through our mouth. The outward breath is relaxed, like it's a recoil of the diaphragm. So this breath helps our diaphragm recoil. If anybody's stressed out, sighing on the outward breath is really, really recommended. So we're going to breathe in through our mouth, out through our mouth. Very simple. The out breath is you just let it out. Okay, so it's retraining the diaphragm, especially in the recoil of the diaphragm. So we're gonna, if you need to sigh, let's do it together. I'm going to give a really good mantra, a decree. You can say it in your head, you can say it aloud. It basically goes like this. I, your name, so my name's Ashley Christina. I, Ashley Christina, breathe with the divine. I, Ashley Christina, breathe aligned in divine timing. Because there's actually a place of divine timing in breathwork, in everything you do. And those that become advanced in yoga will know this. So when you say I, your name, breathe with the divine. I, Ashley Christina, breathe in alignment of divine timing. We'll start to breathe in alignment. Now you can practice this because it's being in touch with your inner truth. And just you pause, and then you'll get an inkling into when to inhale. So you can try. So wait. So just know when to start inhaling and then when to let the exhale out. And following that, okay, yoga teaches each of us to be in alignment with the divine. What is the divine? The divine is God. The divine is creator. No one could say Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, as far as I'm concerned, was a yogi that was aligned with the divine. And every single human on earth that puts intention into this can be aligned with the divine. And that's the point of yoga. It's creating your highest divine self in alignment with the divine, standing on earth. Do you know how much this earth would be, heaven on earth, the divine place, if we all did yoga and spent that as our entire intention to be our highest divine self? Whew. Change the world by changing yourself. Focus just on yourself. Heal yourself and you will heal the world. That's really yoga. Okay, so in. We can do some fun face yoga with this one. So breathe in, let's breathe in and bring our cheeks together. This will help align the cranial bones and the top of the spine eventually too. Can you create symmetry in your cheeks? This is kind of like a facial yoga. And when you exhale, let's smile, because guess what? Learning to smile will actually elevate your mood. Let's start moving the spine with this one. So in breath, hands on your knees if you're sitting. Move it up, bring the chest out. Out breath. Move the chest back. From this, we're going to start to move into lion's breath. So, just for the purpose of this right now, because we're breathing in through our mouth and breathing out through our mouth, we'll continue breathing in through our mouth and breathing out through our mouth. But we will transition into real lion's breath, which is breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouth. So this removes heat from the body. It aligns all these muscles. And I'll show you. It's kind of a fun breath. And with yoga, get real into it. Make yourself into a lion. Make yourself fierce and as you bring out the breath. So I'll show how it happens. Right now, I'm not doing a traditional lion's breath because I'm going to breathe in through my mouth and then out through my mouth. But traditional lion's breath is in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, so. Okay, so let's try that for a few breaths. Focus on the tongue out, forcing it out. And then we're going to go into real lion's breath, which is in through the nose and out through the mouth. So trying that for a couple of breaths. Okay, and we're going to go into, I don't actually like it that much. So we're going to go in through the traditional. So in through the nose and then out through Okay. So let you get a bunch of your digestive system going. It might make you dizzy and make me even a bit dizzy. Just back to normal breath, okay? So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So back to breathing in and out. I'm going to read some of the Yoga Sutras. The Yoga Sutras are the instructions of yoga. It was written by Sir Swami Satchitananda, which means love, peace, and bliss. Patanjali. It was written a long time ago, and basically these are the instructions of yoga. And yoga is how to still the mind, how to come in union, mind, body, soul, and how to sit in meditation with the mind off, ultimate presence. Okay, so Eckhart Tolle is another spiritual teacher that teaches presence, and he's attained the highest yoga, which is the mind off. When the mind is off, you are in contact with the divine, you're in contact with the ultimate truth. You know things, you are in union, mind, body, soul. So the teachings of the sutras, the instruction of yoga, first is to realize that your entire world, the entire world, all that you experience is actually you outside of yourself. Okay? So what you're experiencing in life is a projection of your own energy and your own thoughts. Everything is about the energy you exude. We live in a holographic universe, so everybody's still just focusing on their breathing, right? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I'm teaching yoga as you're breathing, but you're focused on your breath first while listening to me second. Do you get it? Learning to do this in real life, very important. Okay? So everything is about the energy you exude. If you experience a life of strife, you change it by changing your own energy. And one of the best things you can do is at the top of the inhale, you stay with the peace. Bottom of the inhale, you stay with the peace. So inhale, pause. Experiencing that peace in that stillness. Exhale, pause. Experience that peace and that stillness. Practice this every day. If that's one thing you can do, you practice the inhale, 4 counts, pause, exhale, 4 counts, pause. The place of peace at the top of the inhale, the place of peace at the bottom of the exhale. So I said that in a bit of a funny way. So actually the top of the inhale was down here and the bottom of the exhale is up here. Okay, we'll practice it just to line everybody. Okay, so let's inhale again. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale for a count of 4. Pause. Exhale for a count of 4. Pause. At the bottom of the inhale and the top of the exhale, whichever way you want to say that, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. In the place of the pause is the stillness of the breath. Eternal peace is found here. Change the world by attuning to this place within yourself. Learn, if you can do anything, learn to take this one breath with you into the real world. Just pay attention to this single breath, okay? Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Attuning to this peace, you will change. You will change your world, okay? So another way we can practice this is we breathe in for 4. We pause and really soak in the stillness and the peace in this place. And what you can do too, which will help shift your energy in this place, gratitude, practice gratitude, a smile. These energies you exude define your reality. Okay? This is the oldest teaching of yoga, is you are the universe you experience. This is your universe. You are the center of the universe. You change this world by changing yourself, and it's a practice. Okay? You practice peace. You practice gratitude. You practice love and joy and bliss. Whether you realize it or not, you can also practice anger and sadness. But that's where it takes this to go, I don't really want to do that. Okay? So, best way to tune is through the breath. If you find your mind wandering, thinking too much, guess what? Thinking will get you nowhere. Thinking won't get you anywhere. Feeling any of the lower frequency emotions, anger, frustration, sadness, bitterness, even worse, hatred. Come back to your breath. This is another decree that you can say aloud. I, your name. So I, Ashley Christina, align with the divine. I, Ashley Christina, disconnect from any energy, thought, emotion, frequency of energy, contract of energy, or energetic cord to another person, place, or thing that is of less than divine frequency. Any emotion, thought, frequency of energy that is less than divine love is immediately released from my energy across all of time and space. I ask my spirit guides, my angels, the ascended masters, my ancestors, to align I in divine union, aligned in the highest frequency of energy with my divine highest self. I align all of my chakras in divine union, in the highest frequency of divine love, peace, bliss. Across time and space, I decree as I speak, I am protected, I am Satnam. You can say Amen, Aho, Abracadabra, which means I create, I speak. One of the main teachings of yoga and the Bible, which I think came from yoga, is that your thoughts and your words have energy. So the mind chatter that happens in your mind is very important to turn off. And this is what yoga will do, is it turns it off. And by paying attention to your breath, it will turn it off. Again, are you all breathing while you're listening to me? Because you should be. That's this practice, right? We're here for breath work first. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, I'm going to end this class with a detoxifying breath. I've done it in several classes. It takes a while for you to learn. You're using the muscle just below your belly button as if it's a drum. The focus on the out breath, we're going to breathe out of the nose. This is also called shining skull breath. You, according to teachings, could focus just on this breath and you will become enlightened. Okay, it's a very detoxifying breath, so if you need a sip of water, go for it. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do another 2 rounds of this. So this breath forces breath out and you passively let your diaphragm recoil breath back in. Don't worry about the inward breath, just focus on the outward breath. Okay, we're going to go again. Swallow. Adjust your spine if you need to with some yeses and nos. going to end the class with an Om. And then I am going to sit for a few minutes in meditation. I suggest you all sit for a few minutes in meditation, okay? This becomes Samral Yoga, is learning to sit in meditation. Even if you can just do a couple minutes, 5 minutes, it's just being still. Still mind, still mind, still mind. It's all a practice, okay? Ideally, learning to sit in meditation for an hour a day will change a lot. Again, this class is by donation. I thank you all for joining. Email transfer to my email is how you can donate. akromanchuk@gmail.com, akromanchuk@gmail.com. Okay, so ending in the oldest mantra, Om, the only mantra you need to know. Just like anything in life, you just do it, you start, you get better as you go. Okay, so call them dreads where you hold your hands. Shanti. I love you. I love you.